everyone, and welcome, and thank you for joining me. Today, I'm going to talk about things you should know about Medellin, Colombia. Let's get started. The number one thing you should know downtown Medellin, Colombia, it can be pretty dangerous, especially late at night, but you always want to be on your toes, regardless, whenever you're downtown. Because downtown is very, very crowded. I was extremely surprised to see the amount of homeless people. And again, that's from people coming in from other countries, especially like Venezuela. And they don't have any place to stay or they don't have any jobs. So there's a lot of homeless. So it can be dangerous because of that reason. But again, like I said, I love Medellin. But please be aware that when you're downtown Medellin, Colombia, it could be dangerous because the homeless population is really huge. All right. Because I remember when I was down there and we was on tour, and it was just like a lot of people just hanging around, a lot of homeless people, and people with mental health problems. And there was one guy who appeared to have mental health problems, and so while the tour guide was talking, he started like poking me, and I turned around and gave him like a real dirty look, and he stepped away, and went around to everybody, kept poking people, and he kept poking this one young lady next to me, and so she gave him some change, and our tour guide just started telling him, no, 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 don't do that, don't do that, okay? So yeah, you will run into those problems, so just be aware of that, because I did tell you before about the kid from Venezuela that was harassing me. Another thing you should know, don't wear anything that's shiny. I don't have my ring on today, but you see me in my other videos wearing a little ring, a black face ring. Onyx, I think it's called Onyx. And it's not a very expensive ring. I think I paid less than $50 for it. And so I was in Poblado area. This is like the lower part of Poblado area. And I was walking to this mall. It's a nice mall. It's a decent mall, but it's not like an upscale mall like most of them. But it's a nice mall. And the area is kind of it's a little bit of a shady area, down from more going towards downtown, not too far from El Poblado. And so I'm walking around the mall, enjoying the mall. You know, a lot of beautiful things to see. Nice mall. And as I was going up to an escalator, I could feel some eyes just staring at me. I could just feel the eyes staring at me. And I was wondering, like, what is this? Is it my imagination? And when I looked up, there was like three guys at the top of the escalator. And they were just staring at the ring I had on. It was nothing fancy, like I said. I think it's a black onyx ring, silver, not very expensive. So staring really hard at it. And then I looked up at them, they looked at me. They stared at me. I stared right at them. So all three of them just stared directly at me to try to intimidate me, and I just stared right back at them to let them know, no, that's not going to work. And so when I got up to the top, they were still looking at me, I was still looking at them, and I just went on about my business. And I just also made sure I just took my time to show them that I wasn't scared or anything like that, and I just showed confidence and just went about my business. So I'm sure if I was somewhere else, it wasn't in the mall, they would probably try to rob me for that ring, which wasn't very expensive. So please don't wear bling, anything that's too shiny that will draw attention, because somebody will see, and it's a good possibility you might get robbed and stuff. Okay? Another thing I wanted to talk about, things that you should know, and I can't say all hotels. Like I love the hotel that I stayed at in El Poblado, La Cuenta, and it was a great hotel right in El Poblado. But what I didn't really like about it, which is not, yeah, it does have something to do with the hotel. At first, I always go somewhere where I can just with this laundry machines. I like to wash my own clothes, but they only had laundry service, and the prices were like crazy, crazy. I don't know, I can't remember exactly because I don't want to exaggerate, but it was very expensive. I don't know, it was like $5, whatever, for a shirt or whatever. I mean, everything was in pesos, of course, but it was like expensive. And I'm looking at the prices and I'm like, what? No way, this is crazy. And also, when you use the little bars and stuff that they have, where they put cookies and candies and sodas and stuff down below in your refrigerator, and they put all these snacks and stuff in your refrigerator, and I think called cash bars, and you have cookies and water and everything. That's also in that hotel where I was at was very expensive, crazy prices. Okay, so I was really disappointed. I should have been more on my toes about that. But how I handled it though, as far as the cleaning service, what I did was I spoke to people, and I was looking to take myself to a laundromat. And there was one that was down the street, and actually that laundromat that's down the street, a laundry service down the street does the hotel's laundry. So I walked down there. I dropped off my laundry. I'm gonna show you the picture of my laundry. I dropped off maybe like, um, a lot of underwears, maybe like 7 pairs. A lot of shirts, polo shirts, maybe about like 6 or 7 of those. Some shorts and 2 pair of khakis. And they just weighed it, and for all of that, it was like $10. $10. I was like, $10, cool. So I did that. I left everything there, and it was like only $10, and they did a great job. The only thing was bad, but they took care of it right away. Was that my had 2 pair of my pants were missing when I picked them up, and I was like, oh no, what's going on? I was pretty upset, but they took care of that. They took care of that because when I found out later on, it was in the evening, and I shot them an email and translated it in Spanish. So I went down there early in the morning. I was ready for an argument, thinking that someone stole my khakis, and they had everything waiting for me. As soon as I walked in the door and I was showing them my receipt, and they just gave me my khakis. So great job. I appreciate that. Now, as far as the soda, the cookies, and all this little stuff that they put in there for the customers in the refrigerators and the little cabinets and stuff, um, I started like first when they started replacing everything and I saw the prices. I started finding little supermarkets and little corner stores, and I started going and buying that same stuff, and I would replace it. So anytime I ate anything, I would replace it and put it back in the refrigerator. In like the little stores, of course, everything was cheap, really cheap in little corner stores, the little supermarkets down the street from my hotel in Upper Bardo. Um, like one of the stores I went to do my shopping, I talked about it a lot in one of my videos, is Europa, the Europa supermercado. So I would go in there and buy my little snacks and candies and keep them, and I would replace it in the hotel anytime I use the hotel stuff that they put in the cabinets and refrigerators. All right, so that's something that you want to do because yeah, they're gonna get you big time. I paid a lot of money, maybe like $30 just for snacks, and I was mad. $30 just for some cookies and candies. $30, 30 American dollars for cookies and candies that I had. It was only about like I don't know 5, 6 different things I ate. It was probably maybe like $25, $30. I was kind of upset about that. All right, so be aware there are some restaurants in Pacas Jerez where the bathrooms need to be updated because the toilets are really low. The sinks are like ridiculous, you know. And I just wanted you to be aware of that because when you go into a bathroom, you need to go to a bathroom, and there's no toilet cover, or the toilet is so low that only a kid could just bend down and sit on it. That's ridiculous. If you're running a restaurant, it shouldn't happen. The next thing, some people can discriminate against you, especially a person of color, or maybe if you're just a foreigner, there are people that will discriminate against you. I remember when I was going again, I was going looking for a Europa supermercado supermarket, and I'm jumping on elevator, and there was a Colombian lady who was dressed really well. And when I got on, I had my sling back on. It could have been my sling back, I don't know. But the fact that she was so scared and she jumped back and she just kept staring at me and watching me, and I was offended by that. But I let it go. And the funny thing about it is, she got off the escalator. I'm sorry, I'm saying escalator. She got off. She got out of the elevator, and there was one other lady in the elevator. And I said to the lady, supermercado, meaning supermarket. She said yes. I got off. So the lady that was dressed well, that was afraid of me, she was already going down into the supermarket. And so I started following her down. And the funny thing is that everywhere I went in that supermarket, I kept running into her. She was afraid of me. She started getting scared, and she just kept watching me. And I had my cart, a shopping cart, and she kept looking in to see what I had, because she just assumed I was following her. And every time she went around, we kept running into each other, and she just kept. Then she just finally got her phone and started talking to someone, and I'm like, wow. And I just kept going my business, and again we kept running into each other. I don't know why, but we just kept running into each other. And after a while, I guess she just realized that I was shopping, and she calmed down. And then I didn't have any more problems. If I'd seen her again, she seemed to calm down. All right, and so I was kind of upset about that, and I'm glad I didn't have any problems. But yeah, every time I just kept running into her, and she was like scared and just watching me, and she just jumped on the phone real quick. Also, when I went to this really upscale mall, and I was walking, and these kids seemed like young teenagers, not teenagers, I would say in their 20s, upper class, probably come from a family that had money for sure because they was dressed well. It was like two females, one guy, and one young lady just like just like half my age just walked right out in front of me like I should move. And I just kept walking, and then I said, "Disculpe," trying to apologize. She started giggling and laughing, like really loud and making a big scene, and just looking at me like I was crazy. And I was offended by that, but I was like, just let it go. She's ignorant, she's probably somebody with money, and just I probably didn't pronounce it right or whatever, so just let it go. So I was kind of upset while I was walking around, but I did calm down. I did feel a lot better. Just I wasn't being mistreated by anyone in there at all, so that I just blew that off. Okay. So yeah, also when I went into this bathroom, this lady that was cleaning the bathroom, she was just saying to people, because I didn't know Spanish and I didn't know how much money it gets you, just saying all kinds of things. I could understand, like, yeah, I could come my country, learn some Spanish, know how to speak Spanish. So I can just tell from stuff that little bit of Spanish that she was saying, I could pick up some of the stuff that she was saying. She was just like trashing me and stuff. Just trashing me. She didn't realize that I knew just little bits of stuff of what she was saying, and I was like kind of offended. But hey, hey, she's cleaning the bathroom, and so I just blew it off and didn't pay any mind, because again, those were some of the small things that happened to me that just stood out in my mind, and I just wanted to share with you. So when you go to Medellin, because again, I love that place. I love Medellin. I love the people. There's no perfect place, but I just wanted to share that with you. So I hope you guys like this video. If you do, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, guys? Thank you. I appreciate you. Take care. Peace.